Hello and welcome back to Latakin's Noor Kitchen, a little place to find cozy inspirations for your hearth and home. It's a chilly rainy day here at our little house on the western side of Turkey, and we just wanted to make our evening here at home comforting and cozy. I'll be lighting candles, burning incense cone, making a warm cup of coffee, and then on the menu tonight is warm rice with Indian kebab and roasted vine seeds, along with pumpkin cheesecake. So I'm really glad you're here with me today and joining me for a cozy rainy day at home. So to get started, we want to prep our springform pan, and what we do is fold up a paper airplane, but with no wings, which I guess makes it a paper rocket. But anyway, if we place the tape in the center and then make a cut right in the edge, once we unfold that, we should have the perfect size circle to cover the bottom, which we will place in resin, and then we'll smooth and press that out until it's very secured to the bottom. And then what we do once that's set is take a little piece of butter and grease the circumference too, and then stick a tape of parchment paper, and that's it. Now step 2 here, we're gonna make crumb crust. We're gonna go with the traditional graham crackers, 1 package, toast that in the food processor, and to that we're gonna go ahead and add the optional 100 grams of roasted almonds. You know me, I love almonds, but you can go ahead and add any roasted nuts you prefer. Then put the lid on, press on and off, and crush those down to fine crumbs. So we're gonna toast those in a mixing bowl, which we're gonna add some melted butter, about 150 grams, and then we're gonna take a spatula and we're gonna mix this thoroughly, kind of smashing and mashing these against the bottom of the bowl until it basically resembles sand. And if you squeeze it together like that, it will clump, which is perfect. So we're gonna take our pan where we're gonna dump in our crumbs. We're gonna even them out, of course, because why won't ya? And then we're gonna want to press that down firmly on the bottom. Here you can use a cup to help you with that. Okay, so our crumbs are in and firmly pressed, at which point we're gonna take a step forward and prep our cheese mixture. But before that, we're gonna make the pumpkin puree. I cooked a cup of pumpkin here with half a cup of water until they got very soft and tender. And of course we're gonna taste this with a tip of a fork, since we try not to guess in the kitchen. We'll simply toss that in a food processor until that gets very smooth. And then we go ahead to prep our gelatin. I used here 3 packets, each one of 6 grams, and we need to add 3/4 cup of normal water or cold water. I used here the hot water, and that was a big mistake because it formed me a lump. So don't make the same mistakes. Add cold water, set it aside for the gelatin to swell up. At which point we will move on to our cheesecake batter, which starts with a very soft room temperature cream cheese, to which we will add a touch of white sugar, about 1 cup, and then we go grab a spatula and we will mix and mash and cream all these together until we have a beautiful smooth mixture, which is super fast and easy if your cream cheese is actually soft. And then once it's soft, we'll add 500 grams of whipped cream plus exactly 1 cup of our cooked and mashed squash or pumpkin. And since this is not enough to make us a gorgeous orange color, you can go ahead and add a few drops of orange food color, which is optional by the way. But anyway, we'll go ahead and add our last ingredient, which is the swelled up gelatin. And that's it. We can go ahead and grab a whisk, a spatula, or one of these, and we'll blend these all together. And once it comes together, we're gonna take it aside and we're gonna take it back, because as usual, I always forget something. I forgot to add ketchup vanilla powder, mix it very well, and then our batter is ready to be poured in the mold. And then once that's poured in the pan, we don't want to give it the old taba, but we're gonna spatulate this in the center, kind of settle everything in place. And once that's done, we're gonna carefully pick it up and place it in the fridge for at least 4 hours. And meanwhile, I went ahead to prep the lunch of the day, which is Dawood Basha, or some of the people call it kebab Hindi, which is Indian kebab. And as you know, it needs a lot of onions, so I brought 4 big onions, and then we're gonna peel them and cut them into slices in the way shown. So now we're slicing the onions, and it's better to slice them lengthwise from stem to root. In this way, the onion holds its shape a long time cooking. And then once that's set, we're gonna add a little bit of, or a splash of olive oil. So now let's toss in our sliced onions, and we're gonna cook that, stirring occasionally until the onions get soft and translucent. Now let's cover it and go on to prep our meat. To prep the meat, we'll need 400 grams of beef meat. Into that we'll add a small teaspoon of black pepper, in addition to 1 teaspoon of chili pepper too, and a small teaspoon of 7 spices, or you can go ahead and add any spices you love. Last but not least is a small teaspoon of salt. And for the meat to hold its shape, we'll need to add 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. Okay, these are colored because I don't have the normal one. I had this one, so I used it. But you can go ahead and use any breadcrumbs you have, or if you don't have, just put a small slice of bread in the oven, and then you can make it in a mixer and put the crumbs of it there. Now we need to cut or grate a big onion above this. So all you have to do is grate this, or if you can cut it into very small pieces, you can go ahead and do that instead of grating it. And now once everything is tossed in there, we're gonna stir and mix all of the ingredients together. Let me use the spoon first, and then I'm gonna use my hands to shape them. And then once that's set, we're gonna go ahead to shape them into like that, like a bowl, or as you can see. Oh, maybe this is a small piece. Let's make it bigger. Now our meat is done, so we're gonna come back now to the onion to see what we're gonna add to it. And as you can see, our onions are translucent now, got soft. So what we're gonna do is add in the tomato, and here we need to add 5 to 6 pieces of tomato. I don't have fresh tomato, so I'm gonna add 2 cans of these. These are canned tomato. So let me open this and add it. Let's open the second one. Of course, it's better for you to use the fresh tomato, but I didn't have the fresh tomato. I don't have it right now. And here is the second. The can is about 400 grams. So let's add the spices now. We need to add 1 teaspoon of salt, a splash of black pepper, about 1 teaspoon too. Where's the spice? I can't find it. Okay, here's the 7 spices. About 1 teaspoon too. Let's mix them very well, thoroughly. And we still have only one step to do. But before doing that step, we're gonna cover this pot. Where's the cover? Here is. Now let's cover it and come back after 20 minutes. And then what we do once our tomato pieces have been cooked in their own juices is go ahead and toss in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. We're gonna go ahead, stir that in, and mix it very well until it's well combined, and then cover it again and let that rest for 5 minutes, and that's it. And now what we do once our tomato sauce is done, is go ahead, pour it in a Pyrex because it has to go into the oven. Here we go. And right here, the last step is adding our meatballs. Put them above the sauce. And then we're gonna go ahead, transfer that into the center of 200-degree Celsius oven for half an hour or until it's golden brown. And there you go, our kebab is done. I made the rice next to it. The original recipe also calls for using or sprinkling some roasted vine seeds above it. So I did, but in my opinion, although it adds flavor to the meatballs, but it's optional. And after we had the lunch and I washed the dishes and had some coffee, I went ahead and grabbed my pumpkin cheesecake from the fridge to garnish it. So we're simply gonna attach that spring, carefully remove the ring, and I wanted to put some whipped cream on top in a way shown, and that's optional unless you're taking pictures, then it's mandatory. And then I went ahead to put some fondant pumpkin on top. And if you want to know how I made them, I filmed that and posted that in short videos. But anyway, that's it. Our pumpkin cheesecake is ready to slice and enjoy. Lots of ingredients, took long time, but super easy to make, and the taste and texture just absolutely stunning. So whether you're making this for a special occasion or just any time you want something sweet that tastes incredible, I really do hope you give this a try soon. Thanks for watching, and if you liked my video, please make sure to subscribe, like, follow and share so you can help me get more people to reach Latakian's Nor Kitchen. See you later!